How we doing, boys and girls? Good morning, good morning. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. A little bit late this morning. I have to not... I mentioned this yesterday. I have an appointment that I cannot miss later on today. So I took the opportunity to actually get up a little bit earlier. I've sorted a YouTube video out for you guys, which is why I'm running a little bit late, but we're up and running now. Straight on the Manthy wine this morning. But I hope we're well, hope we're good. Hope everybody had a somewhat successful reset day.
Hello there.
Cow, how we doing? Hello there, welcome to you. Actually early, the countdown says 23:35 until the next stream. Yeah, I'm a little bit early for tomorrow's stream, but for today's, I'm half hour late, so I apologise, but better late than never, right? Oh.
Hello there.
What are we, the hello there thing has gone off twice now. Did somebody else use it again? Why does it play it twice? I don't know. Technical issues. I'm doing some real life crafting in my rental today. Today's YouTube video talks quite a bit about crafting. You'll get to see it later. It's uploading as we speak. That's actually a good point. I need to be careful that uploading a YouTube video and streaming at the same time is usually a terrible idea. Because, you know, bandwidth and that. Oh, it's finished uploading. We're good. We're fine. God bless fiber internet. Beautiful. Beautiful. We're up and running. Now just got to wait for 6 hours for YouTube to actually process it. Good. Am I sleeping or is the killing the pets back? I mean releasing pets into the wild. It is back. It's expensive as all hell, but it is back. I am aware that there's a little module called sound alerts, right? That a lot of streamers now use primarily to play funny sounds. What I'm using it for though is I don't want it to show an alert on screen, so I've changed it up a little bit. Yeah, 50k. If you want to commit murder, it's gonna cost you. Free the spectral tiger, we can do it. Yeah, it's there, but I want to put it out of the reach of most. Sure. What kind of viewer would have that much? Well, I know you do. That's the point. So, I know that you do. I'm very aware that you could press. There's not many people that could press the button, but I know you could. So, I think Haddock did it yesterday as well.
Die, monster! You don't belong in this world!
See? Oh, there's a few people that can press that button apparently. Oh dear. Oh dear. It begins. Is this how we're going to start every stream now? Is that how we're going to start every stream? By me having to kill off one of my pets? Should we, alright, sure. Fine. Fine. Against my best wishes.
Die, monster! You don't belong in this world!
Why did it play it twice? Where did it come from a second time? I'm not killing two pets. Did you guys hear it twice? Or is it just... is deja vu kicking in? You gotta delete two now? I'm not quite sure why it's playing it twice. I'm having some serious problems with technology. But there is a random command you can do in game, which will randomly summon one of your pets. I have my pets filtered so that you can see the expensive ones. And as you can see, there are some relatively valuable pets in my collection. 2 spectral tiger cubs, to be precise. There are some relatively valuable pets, and I'm really, really hoping that you guys leave these ones alone. But if I press this button, it will summon a random pet from all of my pet, if I click the right mouse button at least. If I click this button, it will summon a random pet, and that random pet will be released back into the wild, whatever it may be. No selling, no giving away. Just release. See you later. I almost would want to, if it was, you know, if it turns out to be a spectral tiger cub at any point, I might give it away rather than just release it. I mean, I'm telling you now, the clickbait for if I just deleted a spectral tiger cub would be incredible. That thing is worth 3 tokens currently. 3 tokens, 60 euros is what this is actually valued at in real world currencies nowadays. This thing is crazy. New mic, your voice sounds different. Yes, it is a new mic. I'm still working on getting it set up because it's a little bit more, yeah, it's a little bit, it's a higher quality mic, but I need to tweak it with a bit of EQ so that it sounds good. I'm still not perfectly happy with how it sounds. But yeah, we'll see. It does a good job of getting rid of the echo, though. It's a condenser mic rather than a dynamic mic, I think. Or it might be the other way around. Either way, it's the one I have to literally speak right into, otherwise it doesn't pick shit up. I'm not too good with audio stuff. Say peace afterwards, so you have a clickbait YouTube video for when the Spectral Tiger Club dies. Yeah, true. Yeah, if I release my Spectral Tiger Club, I'll just quickly shout out all of my socials. So when it gets clipped and uploaded to the internet, then at least I get something out of it. What's the cost to release the upcoming black market auction house Longboy? Well, I don't think I've ever seen anybody get a spare Longboy. Mainly because if they have the Longboy, they probably don't go hunting for it on the black market auction house, but sure. Don't worry, soon as he summons the Spectral Tiger, he'll enable YouTube voice. You're probably right. But anyway, let's click the button then. I have to release a pet into the wild. Please don't be anything good. Please, for the love of all that is holy, don't be anything too expensive. Let's see. Let's zoom in on our character a little bit so we can get a closer look at what's going on here. We are summoning. Who is it? Who is it? It's a blob of some sort. It's a blob. Who is the blob? It is a toxic wasteling. One of these doodahs. How much is this thing valued at? What's his name? Toxic wasteling. I don't think he's worth a lot. Oh, a 3 gold pet. And I've got 3 of them. Oh, it's beautiful. That's what we like to see. That's made me so happy. That's made me very happy. No buybacksies. Ah, that's made me so happy. Right. With that then, we are going to... Why can't I do anything with him? Why won't it let me do anything with him? Hello, game? Alright, sure, fine. We got to do it this way. We got to do it this way. Toxic Wasteling. Release. Not even putting him in a cage. See you later. Once released, this pet is gone forever. I know, it's a sad day in the office, but he's gone. Boom. See you later. Manthe buying out all of the 10 gold or under pets every night for the last 2 weeks? No, I promise I'm not. I promise I am not. I have a total of 862 pets. Unique pets are 638. With, as you can see, some relatively valuable ones. These are some of the Spectral Tiger, Ethereal Soul Trader. There are some Gregorious Grell. There are some pretty valuable pets in this list. That's a lot more than you used to have. There's a few more, because I do genuinely collect the damn things. I'm not actually, I'm trying to keep my duplicates down. I've only got a few duplicate ones. The add-on that shows the pet prices. It's going to be... There's a separate thing for it. TSM Recount, I think it's called. Or is it TSM Recount? I can't remember. Add-ons. Rematch TSM pet prices. Yeah, something like that. Where's it gone? It's on my list somewhere. In true fashion, I can't find it. Rematch TSM pet values. This is the one. You want rematch to begin with. Rematch is the fancy interface for pets, but then there's a TSM pet values module for rematch as well, by the looks of things, that will give you what Trade School Master considers the value of that pet to be. What's the cards thing, by the way? I'm still a little bit working on that. There's the Card of Omens, right? The flipping the cards thing. I thought I need to work out the logistics of it, but we'd flip, I don't know, say like 100 cards. I want to make like a I don't know, a price list or something for the cards, so that we'll flip 100 cards, and if we get one of the, I don't know, one of the high value epic ones, we'll either do a pet giveaway or something. I've not worked out the logistics, but to begin with, we'll just flip some cards and do a little bit of in-game gambling, I suppose. And if we I need to do the maths so I don't end up, you know, burning too much. But yeah, we'll just flip some cards in game and see if we strike it lucky on any of the fortune cards. But what are we going to do today? I've already recorded my YouTube video today. Now, it's weird, right? I usually use my stream as a way to plan what I'm going to do for my YouTube video, but I've already done the YouTube video. So we get to just play the game a little bit. We need to do some leveling over on NA. That's one thing I definitely want to I want to tick that box for sure. We'll get the basics out the way. We'll get our auctions listed. We'll do our Facebook mission table. We'll get the basics out the way. Then we'll probably head over to the NA realm and do a little bit of leveling. It's actually going to be a slightly shorter stream today because, like I said, I've got an appointment later on this afternoon that I need to attend. But we should get a good couple of hours of chilling first thing this morning. Drizzling Rose's stats on cards were interesting. Yeah, a million cards flipped. That's not only, I mean, if you think about the amount of time it would take to craft 1 million cards. Secondly, the time that it would actually take to flip 1 million cards. You need to press, you know, a button at least 1 million times. 1 million anything is a ridiculous number. People forget that, right? Like 1 million is a ridiculous number to begin with. And additionally, to have tracked all the data as well. That's quite an interesting one. 1 million gold isn't that much. Well, it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. Let's get our mission table Facebook stuff out of the way, though. Bonus XP, yes please. All of those go. I'm running low on Anima now, actually, because I upgraded my, Abomination Factory to level 4 yesterday. We need 15,000 Anima to cap out our Sanctum. Which will be a long time coming. Long time coming, but highly needed. Let's get these dudes out on a mission. Yeah, I mean, 1 million gold is definitely a lot if you only have 30k. It's a case of perspective. Oh. Why can these dudes not complete this mission? That's odd. That doesn't usually happen. That doesn't usually happen. Those guys seem to have a good job of it, though. Right, that's all the big XP ones. Let's grab up anything that's a juicy one. 5 rare Anima tokens. Can you solo that? Of course you can. Off you go. What's the cooldown on a card flip? 0.3 seconds. It's quite a lot. By the time you do it a million times. It's not a regular GCD. It's much quicker than a regular GCD, but either way, you still got to click a button a million times. Do you have enough souls for the upgrade? I can upgrade to rank 5 next week because I'm... Oh, I see. That's a good point, actually. I'm going to need, what is it, like 70 or something? We should check that, actually. I've not done my Rescue the Souls quest this week, though. So if we need to go to the moor and grab 20, we can. What do we got going on in here? Oh, I've got 52. How many do we need? Is it 70? 70. Okay, so if I go and gather my souls up this week, I'll have 72. Then it's just the Anima that I'm missing. Now, the likelihood is there's no way I'm going to grind out 15,000 Anima. It's just not going to happen. Not this week, anyway. I'm not that dedicated to it. Christ, I've got other shit to do. But this is the last thing that we're going to need. Once we've got this ticked off, this character, at least, will then qualify to be able to send Anima to alts in the future. In typical Blizzard fashion, in 9.1.5, they're giving us the ability to transfer Anima from our, you know, quote-unquote completed characters to our alts. But the barrier to entry is that you need to have maxed out your Sanctum before you can buy the Anima token to send to another character. So, if you do the maths on upgrading all of this, it's somewhere in the region of about 60,000 Anima, I think. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's actually quite a lot. Your first 65,000 Anima, something like that, is going to need to go into this. Oh, you know what? It might actually be more. Because I think your first 60-something thousand is just to get 3 of 3. That doesn't take into consideration the Anima for the last 2, which is another nearly 30,000. It's probably closer to 90,000 Anima you need to have gathered up on a character and designated to upgrading your Sanctum before you'll be able to send it to your alts. It's a lot. It's safe to say that it's a lot. 4 times 1 plus 5 plus... You took the time to write all of that out instead of just giving me the answer. So what is it? 4 times 16. That's 64. 79. 89. 91.5, I think. Quick calculation. So yeah, nearly 92,000 Anima. Solve for X, yeah. You don't get credit if you don't show you're working out, my teacher said. That is true, actually. In maths, at least. That's what I used to love about maths tests. It's got the only thing you could possibly love about maths tests before you start calling me a real geek. Is the fact that you could actually, you could not get a single question right in a maths test and still get like 70% marks. Just because all of your calculations and working out. If you show all of the calculations but get the answer wrong, it doesn't really matter with maths. I always thought that was quite funny. Not at a university level? Well, yeah, true, maybe. Right, let's go and just channel something here, sure. We're only a couple of days away from reinforcing another spot. Now, in theory, I've not done anything on this character this week, and it's Thursday, and so I've got stuff I could go and do. Like, there's thinking about it, there's probably an awful lot of Anima that I could just run about and collect. See, why does this say 455 when there's clearly more than that? Because this one alone gives 500. I guess it's 455 just because of these. These are then items. There's nearly 1,000 Anima just by doing 3 world quests over here. In total, then, what are we looking at? There's 2.4k of Anima just sat on the map, plus another 500, so that's 3k. What have we got going on over here? 4k. There's over 4,000 Anima just sat on the map currently. If I was to go and then do Korthia, run around Korthia, kill a bunch of stuff in Korthia, we'd probably gather up another 1,000 from doing that. So we could make probably 5,000 Anima just by, you know, picking it up off the map. But it means doing a load of world quests, and yeah, that's painful. It's a good week worth of world quests. It's a good week for world quests. Is there a bonus? What's this? Oh, it's the bonus event. Rep gains for world quests increased by 50%. Oh, does that also mean then that there's if I go to Oribos, there'll be the bonus mission for this that will give us like a bunch of stuff if we do 20 world quests or something. Use adventure guide. That's not the adventure guide. Where's the adventure guide gone? Can we pick it up from here? Bonus event, world quest. What's the reward? Oh, snap! 750 from that as well. Oh, well, there we go. Well, we'll have that. You're right. It might not be a bad week to do some world quests then. That's going to give us... that's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. That could, in theory... Now, we probably won't complete that quest today, but that in theory is like 6,000 Anima straight away. Add a couple of days of Korthia. Add, yeah, we might complete our Sanctum this week if we actually put a bit of effort towards it. I'm not going away anywhere this weekend, so I've got all the days of the week to be playing. There's opportunities there. I also need to do some basic stuff, like get my reputations in order. The fact that I'm not exalted with everybody is just embarrassing at this point. Oh, Paragon box. Where do we collect the Paragon boxes from? It's the dude's outside, isn't he? I think. Or is he? Oh, yeah, it's the Theatre of Pain. Yes, of course. Well, let's head over there then. There's a good chance that we might get something juicy out of that. See? I had every intention of going and leveling up on the NA realm, and I've been distracted by Anima-based squirrels. Right, give me something good. I want something good. Nothing shit. I want something good. We want to hear all the things go diddle-a-ding. That's what we really want. Let's get... What are the 3 things that we could get from it? An infested arachnid casing, whatever that is. Micromancer. Or what we really want is the colossal slaughter claw. That's what we would really like. Because arguably the pet we could just buy... I mean, why have millions of gold if you don't use it to your advantage? Are we following the PTR squirrel? That's also possible, actually. Yeah, now that they allow us to scrap things on the PTR, maybe. That's usually a Friday thing. PTR is usually a Friday thing, but we'll see. Let's open this. Let's go on, do some dings. Oh, we got cucked. 3,500 gold. Cool, sure, great, but no fun. No fun, Blizzard. No fun whatsoever. Boo. Boo hiss. Right, well, let's take a look then at... Well, let's at least go kill the world boss. Because he's good for 500 anima. There's no reason we shouldn't be doing that. Let's get that sorted. We'll do our Corthia run. We'll grab the big ticket items. So we'll do two world bosses. The one big chunky one over here, the containing the Hellsworn thing. That's always... It's annoying to do, but you should be able to get a group to do that relatively quickly. We'll go do a run around Corthia, get our Shaping Fate done. Gather up a few thousand anima this way, I think. And then we'll chase another squirrel. Pet is like 5 gold. Oh, is it really? I almost then should probably go and buy the pet. Right? I don't think the game works like that. I was thinking if I go buy the pet, it gives me a greater chance of getting the mount. But I don't think the game works like that. I think even if I own the pet, it will still, you know... It'll meme on me and just give me the goddamn pet again. I think that's just as likely. Wonder if I bought 3 of the pets, whether it would have any difference. Who knows? Wonder if there is some multiple duplicate protection or something. Hey, we might as well pick up Blingtron. There's some stuff we need out of Blingtron. Yoink. Go on. We didn't get... We want ourselves knock off Blingtron. Go on. What did we get? Nothing. 35 gold, some Blood of Sargeras, and a mana potion. Great. Week 2 on the NA, 733,000 gold. I've come to the conclusion Europe just has too many gold farmers. I could have told you that to begin with. It does indeed. It absolutely does indeed. Beware. I'm not going to be aware of anything. Melt this dude. I'll be aware of that though.
Beware.
Might as well stand in the ring. Yeah, not having all of my reputations at this point is, like I said, it's I have a like a patch cycle sort of thing for expansions that I've done for the last couple of expansions. The first initial patch of an expansion, I just make gold. I just grind, because the first patch everything's brand new. Usually I just make gold. Grind out enough gold, and then I've got more than enough of it to comfortably last me until the end of that expansion, usually. For example, Dark Moon cards at the beginning of BFA made me enough gold that I could multi-box 8 accounts throughout the rest of BFA and wasn't too bothered about the monthly cost of doing so. This time, obviously, making 20 mil or so. Well, more than that at this point at least, but making a bunch of gold on legendaries early days, so then we don't have to focus quite so much on it. But the mid patch, patch 0.1 for me is usually when we get some more of the life's luxuries. So that's usually the patch where I'll start to level up a lot of characters, level up a bunch of alts, get them sort of up and running. Which is almost true to say that we've done this time as well. I've got nearly 10 level 60s at this point. Once we level up our NA dude, we will have 10 level 60s, which is more than enough. More than enough anybody. But then it tends to be the 0.2 patch for me where I go pretty heavy into like collecting stuff. So at that point when you have lots of alts, if there's like a rare mount or something that you need to farm, that's when the benefit of having lots of characters kick in, right? You can kill the same boss 10 times and you 10x your opportunities by doing such. A lot of the European player base depend more on the token to play, so they're more gold farming. It's entirely true. It's entirely true. There's some areas of the European realms to which they heavily depend on the token to be able to play the game, because the actual subscription cost for the game is a huge percentage of, you know, their monthly salary, for example. Whereas over on the NA realms, obviously you've got 300 million or however many it is Americans, to where $10 a month for a subscription to a video game is basically nothing. And if they need gold, then $20 to buy a token is equally, you know, not a lot. Apparently the average wage in a place like Poland is around 600 euros. Well, there we go. That proves a point, right? That if your average wage is the equivalent of about 600 euros, to spend like 15 euros or 12 euros or however much it is a month just on a subscription for a game is something that people might not necessarily want to do after they've paid for, you know, their rent, their electricity, their food, you know. If you only earn 600 euros a month, I imagine you probably don't have much spending money by the end of the month. But if in your spare time you enjoy to play World of Warcraft, you can dedicate some of that time to making some gold, to buy the token, to pay for your game time. I hate it when the token is high. It makes me so reluctant to spend balance. Yeah, I kind of know that. I because if you look at it now, 60 euros for a character boost with 300k tokens. That's like, what, 5 tokens or something like that. So like 1.5 million for a boost. Whereas earlier on in the expansion, that same boost was like 800,000 gold. It's a world of difference. From what I'm seeing, it seems to be easier to make gold on my German server compared to the English ones, which could make sense with this theory. Yeah, that sounds about right, because of course a German server specifically is going to attract realistically only German speakers to it. That's not entirely true, but it's kind of the purpose of having the different language servers. Now, of course, your average Germany is a relatively affluent country in comparison. So 10, 15 euros to play a video game a month for them is probably basically nothing. Probably not a problem at all. €1,400 as a minimum wage in Germany. Well, there you go then. If your minimum wage in Germany is over double what it is in Poland, I would imagine that Polish people have over double the incentive to pay for the game with the token than a German would do. or somebody that plays on a German. You know what I mean. Let's grab the other quest that's up here. This is the broker one, isn't it? We want the one that's going to give us some... In fact, I'd rather not get Corthite crystals nowadays from this quest. Don't give me Corthite crystals. Yay! I'd rather get Anima. Right, we're going to go kill the... do the 2 big world quests, the world boss as well. And that will give us 50% towards our Shaping Fate. Make that much quicker and easier to achieve. The median in Germany, though, is actually more like 2,500 euros. Yeah. Yeah, true. You've got to equate cost of living on top of that as well, sure. But the point still stands is that if you're earning more money, the likelihood, even if the cost of living is more, the likelihood is that you have more spending money at the end of the month to dedicate to things like hobbies and pastimes. If you're counting pennies because you earn a lot less to begin with, your cost of living is going to account for a much greater percentage of your wages. We should put a group together or get a group to do this actually, because these are all elites and they're annoying to kill by yourself. Unless, can we pew-pew these dudes? Oh, we can. This makes it easier. Oh, not without a pet. Let's try that again. Oh, our pet's getting slapped. I'm getting exactly minimum wage now. I was paid below minimum wage for like half a year before I found out. That's quite painful. But considering I technically have 11 income sources at 24, minimum wage is actually relatively livable. Yeah. Not everybody has the ability, like, not everybody has the ability to do it, but a lot of people don't have the mindset to diversify. And diversification in the real world is considerably more difficult than what it is to able to do in a video game, for example. We talk about that sort of thing all the time. We're like, yeah, diversify your markets. It will, you know, mean if one works, the other won't, and whatever. This is one of the parallels you can make to, you know, outside of the video game. It's why World of Warcraft is often, the economy in this game is often cited, even at university level for economics. Now, I'm not saying that if you become a WoW millionaire, you'll also be able to translate everything into the real world. There's a lot more going on in the real world, that is for sure. But there are definitely parallels that can be drawn. I think we do want a group for this, because even now this is going to take too long. Not everybody's in a position to diversify or has the knowledge or ability. Yeah, true. I need to be careful here. Real careful. Because these are all elites. Oh, well, that's an easy way to fix that problem. Haha! Where is everybody then? How have I managed to join a group where there's nobody here? They're all in the piss ass end of nowhere. Great. Technically, I have 1.4 million New Zealand dollars. I can buy you, what, like 2 Mars bars? I don't know. No, I'm joking. I have no idea about the valuation of monies in other countries. WoW is a free market, you could argue, similar to 19th century Britain, where the rich gets richer and the poor players just get poorer in a sense. So you're left with a player base with too much, and then Blizzard implements gold sinks. Players who struggle to make gold, so 5k gold missions and Paragon rewards. We were talking about this a little while ago, in terms of that. I'm quite strongly of the opinion that Shadowlands is not an inflationary expansion. It seems to get shouted around a lot that it is, because the prices of things are going up. But the prices of things going up, whilst are an indication, it doesn't necessarily mean that's actually what's happening. That doesn't necessarily mean that there's more gold in the game. What is probably the case is the way that the gold is distributed in the game currently is very, very, more so than it's probably ever been, very, very uneven. Because of that rich get richer system. And legendaries are the biggest culprit for that. Legendaries have made some players of this game very wealthy. Me included. Some people who have really focused on legendaries have made an absolute killing this expansion, and are probably the same people then that would consider this a very inflationary expansion. But what the byproduct of a few goblins being very rich is that they have the ability to pay more for everything that they want. And their willingness and ability to pay more for everything they want also increases the price for everybody else that doesn't have that same amount of gold. Now, I'm still of the belief that the average player of this game has way less than a token's value of gold. Because if they had more than a token's value of gold, they probably wouldn't be incentivized to buy a token. Meaning that there'd then be less tokens, and then the price goes up. I think, for example, people have made a comparison to, like, Legion, for example, and Warlords of Draenor that were almost out of control with the inflation level. But what was different there is it wasn't just 1 or 2 people that were getting very, very rich. It was everybody. Everybody had equal opportunity to just print filthy amounts of gold, which is more true to the actual definition of inflation. Now average Joe doesn't have the ability to print 5, 10, 15, 20,000 gold every day by just clicking 3 or 4 buttons. People who are crafting and selling legendaries have the ability to do that, but they're like a tiny percentage of the player base. What's actually happening, I feel, is that all of the value, all of the wealth in the game is being stripped from the bottom foundation of casual players, and it's just moving to the top of the pyramid very quickly because of legendaries. Somebody in my guild was asking for gold to buy some heirloom gear to level an ult. A lot of players don't have a lot. Yeah, I'm of the belief that the average gold that somebody has is less than a token. So considering... Ooh, a quest. Considering we're currently sat at 300,000 gold tokens, I mean, give or take a few percent here or there, I would imagine most players have less than 300,000 gold. If you don't actively make gold or go out of your way to make gold in this game, if you just play the game, you'll probably find your expenses outstrip the amount of gold that you make on any given character. I mean, imagine if you raid log nowadays. If you raid log, your expenses are ridiculous because you've still got to buy those potions, those flasks, your raid consumables per se. Now, on top of that cost of, you know, raid consumables, you also have the additional cost of mandatory legendaries. And if you want them when everybody else wants them, you pay twice the price for them. Look at patch 9.0 and patch 9.1. It was not uncommon to see legendaries being sold for values over 6 figures. Let's get into a group here real quick. Oh, that was easy. You cannot raid log this game anymore. There are like 10 grinds you need to keep up with the daily or weekly in order to raid. Mythic Plus grind is real. I imagine if you want to do Mythic Plus at somewhat of a high key level, you probably very quickly need to keep yourself stocked with consumables. In pure real-life economic terms, that's by design though, so the average Joe pays real-life cash for a token every couple of months. Oh yeah, I mean, it's incredibly by design.
Beware.
But to me, it's my counter-argument against this kind of belief that seems to be floating around of that BFA is some sort of inflationary expansion like Warlords of Draenor was, or like Legion was, and I'm not of the same opinion. Some people, select people, sure, have a lot more gold than they used to, and they are the ones that are responsible for driving up the value of everything else. Guys from my guild, they do PvP in a ton of Mystic Plus. They burn through consumables and need to boost people for curve to keep the guild bank with enough consumables. But this is it. It's almost a vicious cycle. To be a relatively competitive guild, you now, I think you probably very quickly feel the need to not only clear the raid, you can't take pride in the fact that you've cleared the raid and then go, oh, thank God, that was a tough tier. Like, clearing the raid is now only, I don't know, half the burden. Because by the time you've cleared the raid, you then need to do farm runs every single week, boosting people at the same time to cover the costs of doing it in the first place. I'm almost quite glad that I don't raid just simply because of that. If I were to raid and take enjoyment out of, you know, repeatedly killing bosses on ever-increasing difficulty levels, I would, once I'd completed it, I'd want to say that I'm done with it, you know? I would not be best pleased with having to continuously farm the same thing only for the purpose of boosting other people through it. I can genuinely say I don't think I have ever, on any character, got loot from this world boss. Is it even possible to get loot from this dude? I genuinely don't think I've ever had a piece of gear from this. Might have something to do with the fact my bags are full, but we'll ignore that. Got a trinket from the world boss. Replaced it real quick. Oh dear. Got loot from him once. It wasn't an upgrade. Okay, well I won't get too excited for the loot then if that's the case. Where's my button that takes me back to somewhere that's convenient? Cipher of Summon Doodah thing. Okay. Do I not have one? I can't see one. I probably don't. I need to go back to Venari and buy one then in that case. Oh no, what's this thing? No, that's... There, Cipher of... There we go. That's the one I was looking for. How many goes of this button have I got? 2 charges left. BFA proved how the very rich players benefited. I mean, I remember watching players paying tokens, server transfers, buy up BOEs, jump back to their main servers and resell. BOEs were BFA BOEs were just bonkers. There was so much randomness going on in them that there was just silly gold to be made in those. Those 100 gold crafting crystals took a lot of gold from the economy. Yeah. Not Corthite crystals, arboreal shards. Arboreal shards probably did a fair amount, but I don't think arboreal shards even accounted for half of the gold that even the Brutosaur took out of the game. Because once again, it's only the people that were selling the legendaries came across that expense, and they were the only ones buying the the arboreal shards in the first place. Now, I've probably, over time, I mean, I don't think my data on it's all that accurate anymore, but I've probably, if I check my ledger for arboreal shards, yeah, it only shows me to have spent only shows me to have spent 11 million on arboreal shards. I'm very confident in saying it's probably triple, if not quadruple that, though, to be in real terms actually. But even still, that's only a couple of people buying the Brutosaur. And as you can see, I don't really recraft all that many legendaries anymore at the moment. I'm a filthy casual goal maker these days. I'm kind of just, you know, ticking over until the gold making is good again. I need to get rid of some of these materials. Way too many in my bags. Blizzard should make WoW free to play. It'd boost sales by insane amounts. World of Warcraft going free to play would be the death of the game, without question. And I think Blizzard know that, which is why they haven't done it. Without question, if they made the game free to play, it'd be dead in 6 months. How so? Because free to play games go that way. It would just be, I mean, you think there's a bot problem now? If you think there's a bot problem now, you wait until you see what the bot problem would be when the game goes free to play. On top of that, Blizzard's loss of revenue by making the game go free to play would have to be made up somewhere. That somewhere would be by additional levels of monetization in game, which would make the game even more pay to win than it currently is. It would just be a shit show really quickly. At least I think it would. A lot of the long-term dedicated players and equally content creators would just be like, no, we're done here. Take a look at Classic, full of bots. Classic's full of bots and you still need a subscription for it. Think, like I said, once again, think how infested they would be with bots if the game was actually free. Don't think it'd be a good idea, but it definitely won't kill the game. It's long been thought that the only people, the only Blizzard, the only World of Warcraft killer will be Blizzard themselves. Blizzard stated that they make more money in March 2021 than they did in 2010 when they had 10 million subs. You can thank tokens for that. Imagine WoW went free to play, that token revenue would go. Yeah, I don't know how it would play out. I would rather not see it to test it though, to be honest. I would rather that we don't get to the point where it goes free to play and we try and find out. This one. I'm in the wrong profile again. Wow, that really didn't get rid of enough stuff, did it? Let's then send all of these goddamn stupid Veiled Augment runes that we definitely don't need. Get them out of the way. Temporarily, I'm just going to send all these materials away as well. I don't really need them. Need some bag space. That'll do. Gives a little bit more room to play with. Current state of the game, the majority of the high-end item sales come from raid gear, and sales from someone botting herbs would hurt nothing. Ooh, that's a hot take. How come we only have 25% on our Shaping Fate? Oh, it's because the world quest doesn't count, does it? It's only the world boss that gives us progress to that. I see. Right, let's bang out this Shaping Fate then real quick. Nest of unusual materials. That's a really good start. If we can get up this stupid hill quick enough. Croak the Bloke is also up. Scholar's Ancient Pack. Oh, that's that 32 slot bag. Lovely stuff. Whoa, we got loads of things off him then. No surprises to anybody. There's crazy amounts of lag again in Korthia. Oh, the assault's the other 20. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't bother with the assaults. I mean, it's another one of those I should, but I just don't. The annoying thing is there's lots of achievements linked to the assaults, which I'm going to want to get at some point. But what are you going to do? Before I got into legendaries, I made most of my gold from alchemy. If I had to compete with too many people that bought their herbs, that wouldn't be possible. Yeah, I'm. You may have noticed that I didn't really entertain the fact that people botting herbs wouldn't have a problem. Because yeah, it's a hot take, and it's a hot take because it's probably a wrong take. Why? Oh, I've turned off the shinies. That's why we've got sparklies. That makes sense. Right, let's get this corpse heap done now. Where's the what's his name? Fleshwing dude. Where's he at? Theoretically, WoW is pay to win at the moment. You buy tokens and trade that gold for gear, raid boost, smithy. Yeah. I mean, in some degrees, that's very true. The fact that there's just a middle step is, you know, it's still something that you have to, you know, put some effort into. But you're not directly buying raid gear, but you can buy the tools that you need to buy the raid gear. There's, you know, it's just a stepping stone. Dude's getting nuked. I'm still seeing some brave multi-boxers herbing, though. Saw a team of 5 druids last night. Yeah, I see them about. The thing is, right, is these are probably people that are taking advantage of a situation of the... It's weird, right? It's now an elite club again. Multi-boxing is more of an elite club. So what these people are probably doing, the multi-boxers you see running around that are still quote-unquote risking it, are probably the ones that are quite happily engaging in like gold selling and just don't give a shit. Quite simply, like if they probably multi-box because so few other people are now multi-boxing, that the value of the stuff that they like it almost makes multi-boxing more valuable to those that are willing to risk it and break the rules. In terms of that, they can probably especially with these token prices, they can probably now make millions of gold very quickly because of the natural increase in price of materials, because multi-boxing is, you know, a sin nowadays. And it almost makes the ones that are willing to break the rules, it makes it more lucrative for them. Even if you are, for reference, even if you choose to break the rules and use input broadcasting software, like, people probably treat it like softcore botting, right? They're not, they're still, you know, they're using input broadcasting software. They're multi-boxing just the exact same way that they were this time 2 years ago in BFA. But they make a whole bunch of gold. They sell that gold. And then if their accounts get banned, they just buy new accounts and do it again. It's, I'm sure, I'm almost positive that that's the case nowadays. I hope they improve professions in 9.2. They need to do some in. There's indications that they're at least thinking about it, though. In terms of the fact that we're seeing some love for scribes with some new druid appearances. I mean, multi-boxing 5 accounts easily by having the windows on a second monitor and hovering over the cursor and clicking the node. Pretty easy. Still not as profitable as legendary PvPing the auction house, though. Like I said, we've had this discussion like a bajillion times. That it... No. He only went rare. He didn't go rare elite. Oh, God, idiots. You need to let him get to 40 and then evolve. I think this is beyond repair. Why can't... Some tanks need to reset it, like, real quick. It's beyond repair. I could faff around with pet taunts and stuff, but it's not going to make a huge difference. I'll get a tag on it all the same. Oh well, whatever. Remember back in Wrath when people would farm Saronite ore under the map? Yeah, there were some real broken things back in the day. Did you see the pics from a possible 10.0 leak? I have not. I tend to not really throw too much of a care to the leaks. I think half the time they're just drama baiting. I mean, it's not like we... I mean, of course it's going to be a thing, you know? Is the release date for 9.15? Not so far. Not so far. I imagine... I don't think that it's going to be a very long PTR schedule. I think we'll get a release date for 9.15 pretty quickly. It's quite simply just quality of life changes in 9.15. There's no actually new content. The only thing that you could argue is new content is the revamp to Time Walking Mythic Plus, and in turn the what do you call it, the Mage Tower. But that's things that, I mean, it's not new content, they're just rehashing old content, so they should be able to bash that out real quick. Yeah, like realistically I would imagine early to mid-October is when we'll see 9.15 turn up, so only a few weeks away I'd imagine. We'll probably do some PTR-y sort of stuff tomorrow. I want to get a few things, you know, just finished and ticked off on retail. We might take a look at PTR changes tomorrow. There's not a huge, like I said, because it's not really a content patch, there's not a huge amount of reasons for me to dedicate much time to the PTR. I still want to poke my nose over there and have a look, but it's, there's a lot less reasons to be on the PTR at the moment. I mean, cool things like the legendary scrapping, for example, it'll be nice to see it firsthand, but it's still not essential because all it takes is for one person to go over there and go, yeah, you get 50% of your soul ash back, or you get 100% of your soul ash back, or whatever the case may be. Once somebody knows it, it's just a number. That's all we care about with that system, is what's the number. More like November, the PTR doesn't have quite a bit of the content on it, and it hasn't been tested. Or most of it doesn't need to be tested. This is the thing, right? The testing is usually required when it's content, you know, new content. They're bug fixing and that sort of stuff. There's not a huge amount that actually needs to be tested. This cycle is not going to be... This PTR cycle is not going to be very long at all. There's a difference between testing and balancing. Now, new content needs both. For example, like if you're creating new bosses, new raids, new dungeons, that sort of stuff, it firstly needs to be fully tested to weed out any just bugs and things, and then you need to also do a balance pass on it on top of that. So it takes a lot longer to fully test content of that nature. But this quality of life stuff that's coming in can be done very quickly, because it's basically just balancing it. And in some cases, like, you know, the removing conduit energy, for example, they just need to take it away and make sure it doesn't break anything else. It's, in theory at least, a lot quicker to do stuff like that than it is to test new content. And rehashing of old content, such as the Mage Tower and some tweaks and tuning to the new Mythic Plus time walking, that just really needs a little bit of bug fixing, maybe a little bit of balancing, just to make sure that, you know, things don't hit too hard and whatever. But there shouldn't be a lot of changes, or doesn't need to have a lot of time dedicated to testing, I would assume. Unless, of course, they have more stuff to tell us about 9.1.5, which I don't think they do. I think we pretty much are aware of everything that's going to be there. But why can I not target that dude and give him a... I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they just changed the numbers on live anyway, yeah. It's gross, but it's true. These things hit harder than I remembered. I imagine it won't come out till after Renown cap hits 80. Which is 5 weeks away. Tends to indicate a mid-October release then. I think that's quite a sensible assumption as well. I would imagine we would have because there's for example, the transferring of Anima from one character to another is being linked. No, hang on. The renown upgrades for your alts, for example, you have to be renown 80 before you can buy the upgrade thing. There's a few things that are going to require you to have a high or complete Season 2 renown path. We'll see how it pans out. I'm a bit of a lore nerd, and everything is indicating a space expansion with the void and light being involved. Ooh. I couldn't be further from a lore nerd if I tried, but that still sounds pretty interesting. Follow the treasure path, see if we can find some on our way to our next world quest. What are we doing here? Activating something or other. Oh, this big fella. Yoink, let's grab this pile of bones real quick. That's like 5% or 8% or something. Which one's this? Stomp. Cannon, big boom thing, do a shield. Okay, 5 is what? Repair. Right. Where's the fellow we're meant to kill? He's dead. That's not very helpful. How can I kill him if he's already dead? Come back to life. There he is. Yeah, I added the flip cards for points. I need to come up with a little bit like of a reward table or something. So that if we flip some cards and get like a big epic one come out or something, then we'll do some sort of giveaway or something. I've not quite worked out the logistics of it yet, but I've at the very least I've implemented the channel points thing. Why can I not? Okay, let's just X out. Official, welcome in. How we doing? Good to see ya. In BFA, we learnt that the Lightforged take over Draenor, join the light or die. In Shadowlands, Anduin is missing and Thuralan and his army of the light are in charge of Azeroth. Space expansion sounds plausible. I mean, I try not to keep up with it. The thing is, right, is you have to remember that if, you know, Blizzard make the story, they could, you know, they can mold it however the hell they want. However it happens to fit their business model. I would imagine that some huge drastic changes to the direction that the game is going in have probably happened quite recently due to everything that's been going on. I would also imagine that even though there was full intention for a patch 9.3, I would be amazed, actually amazed at this point if we have a 9.3. I'm almost categorically safe in saying that 9.2 will be the last major patch. I can't, like, because the only logical way that we would have a 9.3 at this rate is if we end up with a 3-year expansion. The only way they can hold true to a full patch cycle for Shadowlands at this pace is if it goes 3 years, which I mean, I've got nothing against that, but I can't imagine Activision being best pleased about that. Is the harsh reality of things that they are a business. Would love a Cataclysm too. I think they underutilize the past expansions. I think they get underutilized a lot. I think they could do a lot more to take us back to past zones. Even if they build it into quests, you know. This is the thing, like, they write the story, they can arguably make the story however they want the story to be. Throw in a couple of quests that take us back to Northrend for a couple of quests or something. Just, you know, they have this world scaling system in place, so it's would not take much effort, I don't feel, for them to send us back to Northrend, have the mobs scale so that everything is still, you know, sort of relevant. They've kind of proved that with Shaping Fate and now with Chromie Time and stuff as well. Loads of options. Loads of options. Come on, Popo, you're too slow. Take that box of potions where you got to go. Put a target on his head. Keep track of him. %73%. If we kill this rare, that should put it to like nearly 80%, which by the time we hand in some quests should get our Shaping Fate done, I think. I'm pretty sure at this point, if you've killed the world boss, your Shaping Fate for the week is just a single day's worth of dailies. I don't think I'm going to need to do too much in the farm. Is it 8? Yeah, it's 8% per quest now, so times 5, that's 40% potentially, so we should be more than good already. You know, Anima and catalogued research and all of that sort of stuff is definitely valuable to us still. I'm not even tier 5 with the Archivist Codex yet, which is just disastrous. That'll do. Right, let's hand all of that in then. We're out of bag space again. Always out of bag space. What's this thing? Oh, it's a Corthian relic thing. Fine. Archivist Codex takes way too long. I don't think it takes. But you got to remember, it was meant to be the grind, right? The Death's Advance was meant to be something that you could bash out just by doing daily quests, but the Archivist Codex was intended to be the grind. It was meant to be the thing that keeps you out here for a while. The annoyance is that, you know, they fell into the same trap that Blizzard always fall into in
You
terms
just
of
lost
that they
$5.
Hey! Check this out. Danny Wow gifting some subs to the community. Thank you, my man. I appreciate it very much so. Who got themselves a sub then? Jack Ross 31.
You just lost $5.
And Adore, you got yourselves a gifted sub. Make sure you give a big thank you to Danny. And thank you from myself as well. 9.1.5 will make the Archivist grind much easier. Do a new dev notes out. Oh. We need to take a little look into that then. Yeah, the problem Blizzard had is they fell into the same trap again of putting player power behind what is meant to be the grind. Arguably, Archivist Codex is meant to be the grind, that you should be spending half your life out here to fully, you know, do everything. Because the grind doesn't stop, let's not forget, when you hit tier 6. The grind doesn't stop. You may have saved up a whole bunch of catalog research points at that point, but the grind doesn't stop because that's just unlocking the ability to buy the stuff you actually want. You get raid gear from the Codex, so it should be a bit of a grind. Yeah, exactly. You get the equivalent of raid gear. You can't put that in the hands of everybody too quickly. Haha, 69. Right. Give us something good. Loads of stuff. Loads of stuff. 213 ring, actually. Haste verse. Right, nearly 1,000 catalogued research. Then let's hand those in. Hang on, we're missing a daily quest. Where do I hand in this daily quest? Oh, you're here now. You were hiding from me before. Let's Some Death's Advanced Rep. And finally... Now I can't talk to him again for some reason. Bingo. Even getting grateful offerings from callings and stuff. So I can get my mogs. We'll have to take a little bit of a look at these new dev notes. I mean, if somebody would be kind enough to do me a link, we might take a look at them now. Let's hand those in then. I found more relics. Go. We're getting there. Getting there. At this point, I probably want to go hand in my Anima. Probably want to hand in my new conduits. Yeah, that's a plan. Let's half back then to seat the Primus. Let's go, let's go. Hey up, there we go. There's the kind of link I wanted. Beautiful. Alrighty, we'll take a little bit of a look at these in a second then. Let me hand in our shenanigans. Oh no, I didn't go rescue the souls. God damn. I still need to go rescue 17 souls. I'll do that some other time. I'll put that in my to-do list. Boom. 4,000 Anima out of nowhere. Right, that'll do us for now. Let's chill here. I'm going to take a quick 2-minute break, boys and girls. I give you the suggestion to do the same. Stretch your legs, go grab a drink, whatever. We will go through these patch 9.1.5 development notes as of 12 hours ago. We'll have a little bit of a read through these and see what they contain and see if there's anything kind of cool. Yeah, I'll be back in 2 minutes. Occupy yourselves. I'm going to throw up a couple of minutes of ads, so if you wish to ignore the ads, then maybe consider hitting that sub button. You never know, you might have a Twitch Prime lying about. But I'll be back in 2 minutes, boys and girls. Alrighty then. How are we all doing? So, let's take a little look at these latest development notes. See if there's anything cool. See if there's anything interesting. We'll probably spend a bit of time on the PTR tomorrow rather than today. I've not got a huge amount of stream time left today. It's like I said, it's going to be a bit of a shorter one today, but what do we got then? New character customization options for High Mountain Tauren. Well, that's nice and vague. Thanks, Blizz. I guess we'll have to just work that out for ourselves then. Sure. The following area of effect abilities no longer have a maximum target cap and instead deal reduced damage beyond 5 targets. Are these additional ones to the list we already had? Because we've kind of seen a lot of this already. Glaive Tempest for Havoc Demon Hunters. Spinning Crane Kick for Monks. The following area of effect abilities are no longer maximum target capped and instead deal reduced damage beyond 8 targets. Oh, okay, I see what they're doing here. I think they're starting to just kind of clarify which ones are going to be in which category. Blizzard seemed to have decided that there'll either be 5 target capped abilities or 8 target capped abilities. Okay. So, Death Knights with their Sacrificial Pact, Blood Death Knights with Consumption and Bone Storm, Unholy with Bursting Swords and Reanimated Shambler. The Havoc Demon Hunters Fell Barrage is now uncapped. Maximum damage up until 8. This is kind of the thing to take note of these abilities. My Barrage talent, when I use it, is going to hit 8 targets for full. And then go down to reduce damage beyond that. Arcane Echo for mages. Frozen Orb for mages is uncapped past 8. Death Knight ones aren't new, at least as far as I know. These are kind of things that if you primarily play that class, you'll be more aware of the exact ins and outs of it. But generally speaking, it looks like they're categorizing things at 5 targets and 8 targets for maximum damage. There was lots of questions about, well, what, you know, my ability hits 6 targets. What's that going to fall into? Maybe they're just categorizing things a little bit more now. Good to see. Good to see. A few other little class changes, nothing major. Unlocking your 3rd Soulbind on any character allows alternative characters joining the same covenant to immediately unlock their 2nd and 3rd Soulbind. So, okay, the Soulbound, sorry. So, you don't have to have completed the campaign anymore. You just need to have unlocked the Soulbind on a character. So, it's instead of having to complete all 8 or 9... If you're just looking to unlock the Soulbinds, I would imagine for the purpose of, you know, being able to choose which one to play the ult somewhat efficiently. Now, instead of having to do all of the campaign, you just have to unlock the 3, which means that you probably are looking at like 7 chapters instead of 9. It just makes it a little bit easier to achieve, I would imagine. But at that point, you might as well just finish it, you know, but whatever. Anima Conductor changes. Players who have built and upgraded their Covenant's Anima Conductor will now receive grateful offerings from all Covenant callings based on the highest level of Anima Conductor they've upgraded. This is kind of cool. This is something that's... The grateful offerings are just meh. They're just so meh. Like, the annoyance is you have to go and do very specific things to get these, and you need stupid amounts of them. Depending on what you're trying to use your grateful offerings for, sure. But if you can now get them from callings, good. That's a nice quality of life. It's a bonus. Definitely a nice bonus. I'll take that one for sure. Dungeons and raids then. Let's take a little bit of a look at the time walking. New Legion time walking. Boom. It's official. Time walking Mage Tower. The Mage Tower is not not going to just be in the game. It's going to be part and parcel of the time walking. I don't think that's much of a surprise to anybody. I would like to see Blizzard do more with the time walking. It was a cool feature to be able to go and play the dungeons and, you know, play them at a closer to current difficulty level, and to get some rewards and cosmetics and stuff out of them that was somewhat relevant. I like the direction they're going with time walking. We were saying earlier that actually if they could, and they probably should, do more to facilitate better use of the past expansions. I think the time walking has a lot of opportunity to it. They definitely need to figure out a way to make it. Maybe there should always be some time walking like event on the go. The fact that there are now so many expansions and the event only comes around like once every 4 weeks or something, it's just too slow. But Mythic Plus in all expansions, I mean, that would be interesting. It'd be a lot of work though. This is the thing. I imagine implementing Mythic Plus to all the past expansions would be a lot of work. Plus, I don't think that... I mean, there's lots... We already have the problem that the dungeons are kind of created in a way that was designed for Mythic Plus. A lot of the old dungeons just probably wouldn't work for Mythic Plus. As there's not, you know, a strict route that you follow. There's some odd ones out there that just probably wouldn't work. Sure, you could maybe not include that one dungeon, but I think that would be a nice to have, but I think it falls into the category of almost too much work for the reward that it would, you know, pay off. Also, a lot of content for people to do. That's true. Like them to take the direction with mounts like they do in Final Fantasy XIV. So instead of running ICC 25 heroic 1,000 times and praying for the RNG gods, in Final Fantasy XIV they just give you a token, and if you still have no luck on the mount, you can hand in 99 tokens to buy the mount from a vendor. So your maximum possible runs you need for a mount is 99. As a guy that has 538 mounts and has spent 7 years on Invincible's reigns and 10 years on Minmon's head, I would love to see this implemented. Well, yeah, there we go. That's you've got a greater vested interest in a system like that. But that to me is also good, right? I love choice of acquisition. I've said this for a long time. When there is no choice of how you acquire something, it's boring. It means you have to do stupid things like kill a boss from 10 years ago 500 times and still not get the thing that you're trying to get from it. There should be choice of acquisition. We talk about this a lot in the context of the professions, in terms of how you acquire the profession patterns. Having them all on a vendor is the most lazy game development that has ever existed in the history of ever, especially 15 years into the game. Sure, that was great for vanilla, excellent, but there was arguably better choice of acquisition on the recipes in past expansions than there is today. Just shows how lazy they are with it. You should be able to buy it from a vendor, but it's going to cost you a lot of gold. You should be able to farm it off certain mobs in the world, so that as and when you're playing the game, you have the chance to acquire it nevertheless. You should also have it locked behind a reputation somewhere, so that you can, you know, even after time, if you're not willing to buy it and you are not lucky enough to have it drop for you, but you've been doing your callings every day with a faction and you're now exalted with that faction, then you should have the opportunity to buy the same pattern. Gives people a choice, right? Regardless of how they're playing the game, it's an equal opportunity to get that item. Sure, you could make some rarer than others. You could balance it out a little bit, but, you know, one pattern being acquired in one specific way is boring at this point. It's an MMO. It's meant to be an RPG. You know, player choice is paramount, I think. Only mounts I bother getting are the ones that you can basically get 100%, yeah. 4,600 plus kills on Shah, and as I kill it with 40 plus tunes, 8 to 9 hours a sesh each week for 5 years and still no drop. Ouch. Yeah. As much as I hated the Legion Professions, it was a nice change. Legion Profession... See, I don't get why people hated Legion Professions. I think Legion Professions were about the pinnacle of what the professions have been in the game. There was a few things that were a bit gross. Legion Professions were the worst? No. Warlords of Draenor was absolutely the worst for professions. Without question, the worst for professions. I mean, for starters, Warlords of Draenor didn't really have anything. That was the problem. I hate them because I was still new to the game and was scared of dungeons. That doesn't help, for sure. If you have the token system implemented in WoW, would that incentivize you to run more older raids? Oh, absolutely. It's why the doubloons in the island expeditions incentivize people to do island expeditions. If they run an island expedition and they don't get the thing that they were looking to get, the mount or the pet or something, they get a couple of doubloons, and then those doubloons, I mean, instead of trading doubloons for the mounts themselves, you have to go one step further and buy the random boxes and then test your RNG even further on the random boxes. But, you know, it's a step in the right direction at least. Legion was good except for the rated PvP skill ups, and the raid really had to have those 3-star ranks on several patterns. They weren't perfect, but the fact was that, yeah, the ranking system is kind of cool. I like the fact that you have to have more expertise in something to create a better version of it. Or not necessarily a better version of it, but a cheaper crafting cost for it. Cool, like that. I loved the fact in Legion you had proper quest chains, proper gameplay elements to be able to level up and skill up your professions. Glad I never got stuck into the mount and transmog farming. I don't see the fun of it for me. I don't really care on how my character looks. At the moment they're actually all nude except for a pair of shitty legs on my character, and I only am using KSM mount or Sky Golem. Well, hey, do whatever suits you. What professions were limiting? You could only wear 3 items. The upgrades were worthless. The materials were worthless. The only money maker was the Hexweave bags. Yeah, WoD was terrible for professions. Alchemy was just dead in Legion if you didn't have them leveled up in the first week, because it would cost you way too much to level them up later on. Like I said, no profession, nothing has ever been perfect, but I think based on, let's look at it compared to what we have now. We are, even if we consider Legion, even if we don't consider Legion a great expansion for professions, look at what we had in Legion compared to what we have now. Like, we have nothing, literally nothing now. Nothing at all. The only thing that has got, like, if you were to exclude the legendary system from Shadowlands, the professions are easily in the worst situation they have ever been. You could luck out and get a rank 3 in only 20 potions, or still no rank up after 3,000 potions. Yeah, maybe, but I mean, oh, come on, I mean, really. And the fact that you can do all of it at level 48 to 50 now. Yeah, true. I was in the second camp. I had to stop doing alchemy altogether because of it. I'd sure, maybe upgrade, like, yeah, maybe alchemy was maybe not perfect, but I wouldn't base my entire liking of professions just on alchemy. Except Legos, what kind of markets are good to go for right now? We're a little bit, this tier at least, we're a little bit past consumables being super valuable, but I would imagine some raid consumables still have the potential to make you some good gold. Outside of that, you've got catch-up gear. Catch-up gear is a big one still, so item level 200 stuff. Until we get, yeah, item level 200 stuff is a good opportunity. 230 stuff for sure if you've unlocked it. The barrier to entry is still there. It's a bit competitive, sure, but there's always people leveling new characters, and so that's a good little market to be in. There are a few professions that are a little bit dead in the water right now. Inscription, for example, is a little bit dead, but coming into patch 9.1.5, Inscription's going to get, I think it's 8 new glyphs or marks, which are druid appearances, so that should be something to chase after for sure. People are tanking the price out of 200 and 230 gear on my server now. Profits don't last forever. Blizzard shoved a cactus up my ass for RNG and there was nothing I could do about it. Goes to show, right? There should be multiple ways to acquire things like new recipes and patterns. Sure, have a random proc system based on the potions. So if you just craft enough of them, eventually you'll unlock the highest rank of them. Alternatively, put the rank 3 recipe on a vendor somewhere. Make it cost 50,000 gold. Alternatively, put that same pattern at the end of a rep grind. So whichever system you've chosen to engage in, you have the opportunity to get it at the end. Comes down to choice of acquisition again. Legos have the same unlock cost issue, but at least with the Legos you know how many you have to make to unlock it. Yeah, the legendaries is I mean, I can't even count the amount of hours that I've spoke about legendaries this expansion, but it's safe to say that it was a system that had a good mindset behind it, just poorly implemented. Crafting 15 of anything is especially something that can cost tens of thousands of gold to craft just one. Being expected to craft 15 is bad. It's even more difficult to be expected to craft 45. Anyway, we've completely diverged from what we were looking at, which was the Legion time walking, and more importantly, the Mage Tower. So this feature is going to be available in a later PTR build, so we're not going to be able to test this just yet. In 9.1.5, Legion time walking will become available for the first time. And with the time walking comes a wondrous way to return to the moments of heroism from the past. Azeroth's champions will be able to enter the Mage Tower once again. The original 7 different challenges, grouped by your specialization's role, will be available to try repeatedly for the duration of the time walking. Each challenge comprises of a series of solo encounters that must be completely survived to earn the rewards. And in Legion time walking, they will not require that you have an artifact or that you even originally played Legion. Well, that's a good thing to know. That's a very good thing to know. Can you imagine if people had to start leveling up their artifacts from Legion and people had deleted them and all sorts of weird stuff? That's good to know. Success in the Mage Tower challenge will now award a Legion-themed armor set for your class. We've seen a bunch of those being data mined already. There's also a new achievement coming in 9.1.5 for the most well-rounded champions of the Kirin Tour. Players who are able to complete all 7 of the challenges on different characters across their Battle.net will be rewarded with a unique flying mount, the Soaring Spell Tome. Additionally, Guardian Druids who complete the High Lord's Return challenge will also receive a new Fel variant of the Werebear form. Oh, boy. Can anybody say Guardian Druids are going to be flavor of the month then? It's nice how Guardian Druids specifically get themselves a new form, sure. Also known as one of the mounts we could vote for and lost. Felbear looks better than the others. Have we got some pics of these? Let's take a look. We'll come back and we'll finish the rest of the patch notes in a minute. Have we got some pics on these yet? Doesn't look like it. Oh, here we go. Fel Werebear Druid form. Guardian Druid rewards from the Mage Tower. Oh, boom. Check him out. He's an angry looking fella, isn't he? Felbear looks better than the others. I think he looks pretty cool. Sole reason we get Fairbear, yeah. Starts to craft some rank 6 unbride legs. Yep. For reference to anybody that missed that one, unbride legs are what Guardian Druids tend to wear. Looks like he's about to go raving in 92. Glow sticks in hand. Yeah. Probably. Oh, especially when he starts busting a groove, look. Go on, do a dab. Nah. That's cool. That's cool. Right, let's go back to our notes then. Oh, right, that was the Mage Tower notes done. Well, there we go. That's cool. People have been calling for the Mage Tower to come back for a long time. It really is, you know, it's like double Christmas in the Blizzard household. Mummy Blizzard and Daddy Blizzard have gone through a divorce. And in turn, we get 2 Christmases because of it. This is obviously one of the shinier packages under the Christmas tree. Do you want any more metaphors? So yeah, I think this is pretty good. People have been after this for a while, and I'm glad to see it come back. I never really engaged in the Mage Tower all that much when it was a thing. That was a period of time to where I wasn't really playing all that much. Somebody gift some subs to Manthius so he reads the comments. I don't like reading the comments, especially not on the official forums. Holy smoke. Yeah, I wasn't really playing all that much at the end of Legion. I was kind of burnt out by running so many flipping alts through the they weren't called Covenant Sanctums, were they? Order halls? Were they order halls back in the day? I can't remember what they were called. More applicable to Blizzard. Daddy Blizzard beat up Mummy Blizzard enough for Mummy Blizzard to move out. Now Daddy has to give the best Christmas gift he could. I want to say too soon on that one, but it's actually quite accurate, yeah. Mage Tower content incoming. Maybe on my mage? Hey. Maybe I'll dust off the old fire mage and we'll go do the Mage Tower on a mage. How about that? Items and rewards, though. The heirloom vendor in Oribos now sells the following bind-on-account items. The Traveler's Anima Cache that allows Anima to be taken to new covenants or sent to alternative characters. Doesn't tell you the hidden requirements behind it. Sure. Various equipment chests for Valor. Oh! A Valorous equipment chest for Valor that contains 1 piece of item level 210 Mythic 0 gear. The chest can only be purchased by a character with 1500 or higher Mythic Plus rating. What? I'm assuming that this Valorous equipment chest is bind on account, right? Oh, following bind on account items. Okay. Okay, so this is for those guys that have a 1500 or higher Mythic Plus rating. They can then gear up their alts in 210 Mythic 0 gear. Okay, I see. It's a step above, sure, it's a step above the Korthite armaments. It's a step above item level 200 catch-up gear. It depends on how much Valor they cost, though. Rip the 200 gear. Yeah, 200 item level gear market is taking a bit of a blasting. I can't lie. If these equipment chests and additionally being able to laser focus your Korthian armaments to certain slots, it's going to be pretty difficult. Doesn't feel super useful. Can get 213 as quest rewards in Korthia. Yeah, but you're missing the disconnect there. You miss the fact that people who are looking to gear up their alts for Mythic Plus, the last thing they want to do is go run Korthia. And additionally, you might only get like 1 or 2 pieces. This will mean that they can deck out a full character really quickly. 1500 VP is a high amount for a 210. Yeah, but this isn't meant for their characters. Don't forget, these are bind on account items. This is designed to be then sent to your alt. If you do Mythic Plus on your main and you've got spare Valor, then you buy this gear to level up your alts. It's not going to be meant for you. Unchained equipment chest for Conquest that contains 1 piece of 220 unranked PvP gear. So it's the same theory again, right? Basically meaning that if you're a casual, casuals will have the Korthian armaments that you can buy with Stygia for the Korthian army of you out there. If you're a Mythic Plus bro, you can spend your Valor leveling up your alts. And if you're a PvP dude, then you can level up your alts with PvP gear by spending your Conquest. It kind of makes sense. It doesn't fully cover the main 3 because there's not a raiding equivalent, but it helps cover the majority of the big 3, which is considered to be raiding, PvP, and M+. Cool. Now, the ones I'm interested in, because I'm a casual, filthy scrub of a player. Archivist Codex reputation. The research reports, e.g. the item upgrades, and the treatise items, the bonus drops in 9.0 content, are now available for purchase account-wide if a character on their account has reached the appropriate reputation tier. Okay. I thought they were anyway. I thought they were anyway, but either way, sure. Players at tier 6 can now purchase the item Research Report Relic Examination Techniques, a new bind on account item that they can send to an alt to increase the reputation granted by relics and relic fragments by 50%. Boom! If you really want to get to tier 6 on multiple characters now, it's a little bit more manageable. No surprises to see this coming into play. It does mean you got to get your ass to tier 6 in the first place. Cool. Not a problem. I'm happy for that. Weirdly, though, I'm so casual at this game, I'll get to tier 6 on one character and probably won't have much desire to do it on any others, but it's cool that it's there. Trinkets and weapons are probably the target for people buying these. Lots of BIS slots for trinkets are actually M+ drops. Oh, okay. See, people who are more in the know have a better understanding of this. Okay. The quest Relic Efficiency, which is offered at tier 4, now also increases the average number of relics that will show up as bonus drops from rares and treasures as well as how many relics show up on daily quests or in weekly rewards. This is in addition to the current reward of a 20% chance to receive double the normal relic fragments from rares and treasures. Ah, okay, so, because actually tier 4, you can Zerg tier 3. The Archivist Codex, it's a little unknown fact by many, but you can Zerg tier 3 in a day. Literally, you can go out there and you can do everything possible in Korthia and you can get to tier 3 in like literally one day. To get to tier 4 though takes a couple of days of effort, doing a little bit of everything. But then once you hit tier 4, the grind really kicks in to getting to tier 5 and equally tier 6. So I guess they're trying to up the, or tighten in the duration it takes to go from one rank to another, which is cool. I'm happy to see that. 2 new quests, Relic Clues at tier 3, which starts the bonus at an initial 10% chance to double the relic fragments, and then Relic Hunter at tier 5, which will set the final chance to double relics at 40%. Both of these new quests will also increase the average number of relics that you see drop as a bonus on daily quests. Okay, so yeah, this is all about just it's in true Blizzard fashion, right? True Blizzard fashion that if you do it when the content is new, they're going to make it take twice as long to do as if you come in, swoop in at the end of a patch or at the end of an expansion and need to catch up. You can still, you can still catch up at twice the speed. It makes it... Are we at a point in the game where there's too many catch-up mechanics? Is it gone too far? And what do I mean by that? Well, catch-up mechanics, when sprinkled on nicely in a sparse quantity, feels all right. Like, it's nice to have a couple of catch-up mechanics for certain things. But if you just dumpster the effort of getting anything by 6 weeks after giving a catch-up mechanic for it, it completely hemorrhages, nullifies and almost voids the effort that people went to get it in the first place. I don't mind a catch-up mechanic or two, but when absolutely everything is getting catch-up mechanics nowadays, it only reiterates the incentive to not play the game when it's fresh out and when it's new content. Because you're grinding for the sake of grinding, knowing full well that if you don't bother doing the grind now, in 2 months' time you'll get the grind for free. I like doing everything once with a grind is fine. It's just when you have to do it again and again. True. Just shows how time gating everything is nowadays. I think that's a really good point. That's a really good point. That it's almost an indication that there is way too much artificial time gating in things. They're deliberately slowing things down so that they get a pat on the back when they speed it up later on. Everything is gated by time instead of effort and skill. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's too much of that. I like having a ton of alt catch-up stuff. It's fine for the main to be a grind. Maybe it's just me then. Maybe it's just me. They won't make reputation account bound though, because 90% of players are playing 2 to 5 alts. Yeah. I'm not sure. I like to see these things come in for alts, sure. But depends on your definition of playing, yeah. If I do really well and put the effort in on my main, my alt should have those rewards as well. It should be something that makes me want to do that grind. My highest item level alt is 30 levels behind. The grind itself should be fun, and there should be a reward at the end that's worthwhile. That can't be earned any other way. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. The catch-up, yeah, I guess. Because these are catch-up mechanics that could easily be that are implemented for main characters as well. Like Com Patch 9.1.5, even if you've never done it before, the Archivist Codex grind will just be much easier. If you're going to have a catch-up mechanic, it probably should be restricted to once you've... Because this is also the Blizzard mindset, a lot of the time, that you have to have done something first. Like with the transfer of Anima, right? Even though it doesn't say it here, you need to have actually maxed out your Covenant Sanctum first. You need to have done it at least once. And that was also the theory behind the Pathfinder achievements for flying. You need to have done everything once on your main character to then get a speed boost, a catch-up mechanic for your ults. These things I don't think I agree with quite so much. Because these are nullifying the effort for people that have never even done it before. If you've never done it before, you shouldn't get the fast pass reward system, I don't think. Not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm not sure. I'm indecisive. We want to... What's Blizzard's developer note on this? We want to improve the experience on alts looking to gear up through Corthia by providing immediate access to the upgrade unlocks and a reputation increase if a player's main character has already reached tier 6. We also understand that the end tiers of the reputation are taking longer than we intended, especially for players with limited playtime who are not powerful enough yet to delve into the rifts on Corthia. To that end, we've added the new quests at tier 3 and 5 and adjusted the one at tier 4 to increase the relic count from the weekly and daily rewards. This, along with their other bonus of increasing the relic fragment drops, we hope will speed up everybody's progress to restore the Archivist's Codex. Well, if we take that at face value, it's basically saying that even Blizzard feel that they made the grind take a little bit longer than it should do. So they have to retroactively fix it a little bit. Nah, okay. Yeah, not sure. Pet battle changes? Hang on. Since when do we get pet battle changes? We haven't seen pet battle changes for 500 years at this point. And it's taken 12 weeks to fix? Yeah, conveniently long enough for some people to have already done it, yeah. Flawless and family-specific battle training stones now provide a flat 2,000 experience, which is the amount required to gain 1 level. Fell-touched battle training stones. Where's Woo when I need him? Woo! Help! Help! What the fuck does all of this mean? Fell-touched battle training stones now provide a flat 10,000 experience, which was the amount required to gain 5 levels. Okay. Battling wild pets with a team of comparable level pets now provides double experience. Pets on your team... So, I guess this is to counteract boosting of pets a little bit, I guess. Pets on your team are eligible for this bonus if no pet on your team is more than 2 levels higher than any pet in the wild. Okay. Sure. The experience penalty for a pet dying has been reduced to 50%. Was 100%. So even if the pets die, they'll still gain some experience. Okay. Pets still need to be active for at least 1 round to be eligible to earn the experience. So that plays into the hands of, you know, boosting 1 pet still. You throw him in there first. He gets killed. You then obliterate it with 2 more pets. And you'll still... The pet that dies will still get some experience. Cool, sure. All pet experience earned in battles is increased by 50%. Is this going to... is this going to undervalue or diminish the value of level 25 pets? Because there'll be less of a hassle to, you know, get to level 25 at this point? Is this what I'm reading from this? If I'm looking at it from the perspective of if you're flipping pets, then you probably value a level 25 pet a good few thousand gold more than you would a level 1 pet because of, you know, the time, the effort, the investment to get that pet up to level 25. Even if you're pissing about with super squirts and doing it super quickly, it's still, you know, a level 25 pet should be worth more. But now that the time and effort taken to get a pet from level 1 to 25 is arguably being cut in half, that's going to have an effect on the value of the level 25 pets in the first place, I would guess. I get a big yep from Woo. Okay. To compensate, the pet battle bonus event buff, Sign of the Critter, has been reduced to 100%, was 200. The net effect of this is that the pet experience gained during the pet battle bonus will still remain unchanged from its current values. Okay. Pet battling is a fun and exciting minigame. Subjective. But the current incentives result in exoteric strategies being the only optimal choice. Yeah, super squirt or nothing. Yeah. It increases, not increased, not decreased. What did I say? To compensate, the pet battle bonus event buff Sign of the Critter has been reduced to 100%. It was 200. Reduced from 200 to 100. Does a tier 2 get you access to your full groups and operations for TSN? Yes. It gives you the same luxuries as being a silver goblin on Patreon. I would prefer people be silver goblins on Patreon, but tier 2 subs I also give the luxury to, yeah. 50% increase experience is buffed, not cut in half. All pet experience earned in battles is increased by 50%. Yeah, I'm confused now. Increased by 50%. So you level your pets quicker. Your pets naturally level faster. Pet battling is a fun and exciting minigame, but the current incentives result in exoteric strategies being the only optimal choices. This results in a barrier to entry that discourages players from engaging with the system. We believe this set of changes will widen the range of optimal behavior without nerfing any existing leveling strategies. Okay, sure. Going to buy it Wednesday, completely forgot. It went down to 284,000 gold is what I saw it at one point yesterday. We're now back up to 296, which is 12,000 gold more. But it has been 300 plus in recent days, so oops. Went down to 271 in the afternoon. Oh, well, there we go. That's a huge difference then. Goes to show, right? People still take out their credit card on a Wednesday to buy the stuff that they want. Okay, well, some changes to pet battles was something that I really did not expect to see. Not that it's an avenue that I engage in terms of the pet battling so much, but I definitely, one of my big goals for Shadowlands was to get more into pet arbitrage, so buying and selling of pets, because I'm of the opinion that it's more of an evergreen market. Anything that evolves around collecting something is a little bit more evergreen in terms of people are always looking, regardless to what's going on in the game. there's always people out there trying to collect things. Additionally, it ties in pretty nicely with my efforts to try and spread out onto a few more realms this expansion, rather than just focusing 100% on a single realm. That kind of works quite nicely with pet battles as well. Anything that draws a bit more attention to the market's good for me. It's been pretty quiet this expansion so far. But that's true. Even if there are some subtle changes, some people might, you know, dig out their pets and do some battling and see if there's any change and maybe finish leveling some up. And yeah, any attention to the area is probably good. It's good for somebody that's already established in it, sure, but
You just lost $5.
oh, there we go. Adam with a tier 2. Thank you, thank you. All of the rewards and perks are handled through Discord, so make sure you jump into the Discord and have your Twitch linked to the Discord, and all of the correct roles will be assigned to you automatically. PvP changes. Honor cost to upgrade gear has been reduced a little bit, and the conquest cost to upgrade rated gear has been adjusted to spread across the new ranks. A few little changes here. This is a big one for us goblins out there. The rune carver will now offer to destroy an existing legendary item and return. Oh, well, we don't even need to test it because it tells us. And return all of the soul ash or soul cinders that were spent to create the item. This feature is now available for testing. Well, now that they've told us what we actually want to know, we don't really need to test it. We 100% refunds on soul ash and soul cinders if you destroy your legendary. Now, obviously, let's not forget that the base item cost, you'll still need to replace the base item, you'll still need to replace the missives. So there's a fair share of cost implication by scrapping your old legendaries. But there are a lot of people out there that will more than happily delete an old legendary that they're not using to save them from having to grind out Torghast a little bit more. So we'll see. Already on there. Also, thank you for all the work you do around goal making. Hey, you're very welcome. Thank you. I appreciate the support. User interface and accessibility changes. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. The adventure guide loot pane now separates normal loot from bonus loot to indicate that they don't compete with each other as drops. Cool. All a bunch of meh. Cool. This was good, though. There were a couple of interesting things then from that. For me, at least. Obviously, you know, any change to the legendary system is a change that we can get behind in some way, shape, or form. People being able to scrap their old crafted legendaries to return the soul ash and soul cinders will only incentivize the sale of more base legendary items. There's no other alternative to that, because that's what doesn't get refunded. Additionally, missives, let's not forget as well, people need more missives. Definitely a good change for us, and the fact that it refunds all of it. My concern was if it only was to refund a percentage of it, people would still have to go run Torghast, which would be that's the thing that people are trying to avoid, right? There are many people out there that would quite happily make a new legendary. They'd quite happily buy a new base item. They'd quite happily buy a couple of missives. The thing they don't want to do is run more Torghast solely for the purpose of soul cinders. But if they have a rank 6 and they destroy a rank 6, they'll have enough soul cinders to take another base item off the auction house and make a new one straight away. No delay, no issues, no Torghast. This is good. This is definitely good. Absolutely very, very good. I should also point out, for even those that don't engage in this scrapping of old legendaries, if, you know, they want to slowly but surely collect all of the legendaries, Torghast does give you, or will give you in 915, unlimited soul cinders and soul ash. You could grind it out all day long if you wanted to, and just have unlimited There's no time gating on Soul Cinders anymore. This will actually, as well, have a massive drop-off of people doing the assaults, of people doing the Torment of Torghast. Because most people, let's be fair, they do the assaults and the Tormentors of Torghast because of the Soul Cinders that comes from it. There's rarely anybody that's doing it for any other reason. I mean, you might do it for the achievements at this point. You might do it for the majority reason why people are doing it is for the Soul Cinders. Yeah, there's a couple of little cosmetics, mounts, that sort of stuff, sure, but the Soul Cinders is the big draw, I think, for most. But either way, this, generally speaking, nothing but good. Love it. Like Wu said, any focus on pets gives we'll see an uptick in the amount of pets that sell, just simply because there's changes afoot. People will be thinking about it. People will be investing in it a little bit. So it'd be good if you're selling pets. We have the Archivist Archivist Codex being a little bit easier to acquire, which is, I'm undecided on this, especially considering that this is still technically a current reputation. It's not even a past patch reputation yet. It's not even, the catch up is being implemented mid patch, which is maybe another thing that sort of frustrates me a little bit about this. It takes away the for those it's not even old content yet. Sure, catch up is great for catching you up on past content. This isn't past content until 9.2. This is the thing you're doing until 9.2. Sure, either way, if it was unbalanced to begin with, then maybe they need to change it. Gear wise, being able to pick up bits of gear using Conquest and Valor will without a doubt have a knock-on effect to the item level 200 gear markets, in terms of that there are just now less incentives for people to buy item level 200 gear because they have alternatives. And then of course Mage Tower, cool. Love a bit of Mage Tower action. A little bit easier to do some stuff in the Covenants. The Grateful Offerings change is a nice little one, actually, for picking up those appearances, for picking up those pets and mounts and stuff. And then just some AoE changes again. Cool. Not bad. Not bad. Overall, pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Is there anything else on Wowhead we should take a quick look at? Big Love Rocket icon updated to match the in-game model. Sure. It's taken 12 years for this fix. All right. This is news, apparently. This somehow is news. Looks less like a dildo. I mean, anything's a dildo if you try hard enough, right? Thanks, lawsuit. Oh dear. Removing references of their scandals. You know, the big pink love rocket. Yeah, sure. Corrupted blood incident began 16 years ago. That was funny. Legion Time Walking Vendor Awards, Nightborn weapons, and there's some rewards that go along with it. Latest PTR build, the Legion Time Walking Vendor is also available for testing. She can be found near the flight point in Dalaran. She sells rewards for Time Walking badges, including a new guard toy, Aegis of Agramar, Shield Transmog, Nightborn themed weapons, and a Black Rook guard plate ensemble. Alright. This toy has you become suspicious of your surroundings, emulating the Suramar guard NPCs that detect your masquerade disguise. This is complete with a stealth detection marker effect, and even the Nightborn guard voices. Toy has a 3-minute cooldown. Alright. Oh my god, look at that shield. Cosmetic shield transmog version. Hey. I like 3,000 time walking badges for this though. You got to be pretty invested in your time walking dungeons, and you've got to be pretty invested in your transmog. That's quite expensive. Either way, quite cool. Quite cool. I mean, there is no other reason to change an irrelevant icon after a decade. That is actually kind of quite true. Shield does look pretty badass. Yeah, this is if you're a shield bearing class, I imagine your paladins, your warriors maybe. This is that's quite cool. We like that. We like that. Suramar guard shield is not bad as well. Oh, this one's quite cool. A spectrally shield. See, why is this one 35 tokens and this one 3,000 bad boys? That's a big chunk of change. Got 32,000 time walked badges from the Time Reaver grind. Okay. Hey! It's a nice little bow and all. Nice little bow. 100 time walking badges. A big wacky stick. Pokey boy. Arcblade. Is this is that Warglaves? Worried about clipping. It's almost as huge as the SWP shield, which clips on all characters. What's this? This is a plate ensemble only available to Death Knights, Paladins, and Warriors. This transmog is based off the guard NPCs that can be encountered all around the Blackrook Hold area. It's another thing to collect, sure. Hey, either way, new stuff, new shiny stuff, spectrally stuff. I like the bow. Might get the bow. Probably going to get the bow. Probably going to get the shield. I do have a paladin. And I mean, that is like the definition of a paladin shield, right? You know, it's kind of looking quite cool. I like that. I like that. What else? Anything else newsworthy that we should take a little bit of a look at? Where did we get to? Progress gets world first clear of tier 5. Sure, excellent, great. Burning Crusade, blah. September the 15th hotfixes. Check the hotfixes real quick. Oh, that was it. Sure. I do wonder how some of this ends up being news. Vanilla wall painting HD updated and desexualized. Oh god. Oh god. Two very obscure paintings from Vanilla. While one had its sexuality toned down, the other painting has been replaced entirely. Oh my day. The semi-naked woman just turns into a basket of fruit. Oh god. Oh, that's funny. Oh dear. So that you watch. The love rocket will be even renamed to something. It's like the Hearthstone Jaina Booba scandal all over again. Yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear. WoW contains a lot of paintings which were originally added in the original vanilla version of the game. And while some seem out of place with WoW's fantasy aesthetic, many are actually references to real-life works of art. For example, the history behind the Lounging Lady was broken down in this helpful Reddit comment from 2016. This is called a Reclining Nude, made famous by the Renaissance master Titian. Interesting name. Nearly every famous painter after him had their own rendition of a reclining nude. It's almost a rite of passage. That being said, it's not strictly erotic painting. Note the faint Harlem pants covering her legs and the cloth covering her face and lower arms. More than likely, this would have been a painting of the lady of the house. Although she is sexualized, it is more to display the power of her husband. He has the money and strength not only to have a babe, but also hire a painter to paint her beautiful figure. Also note the craquelure of the painting, literally the cracks on the surface of the oil paint. Most always happens to oil paintings. Although craquelure can happen nearly immediately, its oil never technically dries. For it to be to this extent would require a good deal of age of the painting. This furthers my belief that the painting had remained in the possession of the manor for a long time, helping me to understand it's a member of the household. Lastly, paintings were brought to lords of various noble women to marry, like Tinder in the Middle Ages, and they would pick the best babe. This could be her Bethorical painting. This isn't very likely, however, because these paintings would be very non-erotic, dressed in full court regalia usually. Just another possible thought. Another great example of these homages to real life art is the undead version of American Gothic, an extremely famous painting dating back to the 1930s. It's literally the same thing. While the images only changed so far, these two are very obscure paintings found in Ravenhold and Stormwind SI7. It would seem that Blizzard is making an attempt to reduce the amount of sexualization within the game, similar to the change of Jaina Proudmoore's hero art in Hearthstone. There aren't a whole lot of pictures like this within the game, so it's unlikely that players would even notice the change if not for data mining. Though it does raise questions to whether other sexualized content, such as the demonic succubus model or steamy romance novels, might be changed at some point. Combined with other changes such as rewriting the infamous dialogue between Garrosh and Sylvanas in Cataclysm, all points to a slow but gradual shift within WoW. Yeah, the hero artwork for Jaina was also changed without explanation in early 2019. She had to hide her boobies. That said, it's an extremely obscure change and hard to believe that it's indicative of any major direction change. Are you kidding me? Why, like, it doesn't take a genius to work out why these changes are all of a sudden happening now. Blizzard are in the midst of a fucking lawsuit due to this exact shit show. Comments are going to be a total shit show on this post. If they change the succubus, we will riot. Oh god. Oh god. Do we dare venture to the comment? Do we dare venture to Wowhead comments? Read comments. Oh my. Oh, there's only a casual 162 of them. People aren't too passionate about Jaina's boobas. Alright then, sure. More useless changes. Imagine spending human resources on this. Lol, so dumb. Why don't we just take all the blood and cursing out while we're at it? Well, you jest, right? You got to remember the, what is it, the Chinese version of the game. There's loads of changes because they're not allowed to show like skeletons, for example, or blood. There are things that can't be shown in a video game, and so there's huge amounts of changes in like the Chinese version of the WoW client. PC's gone mad. What an ironic way to show that you're a progressive company by covering up women. Oh dear. In the Chinese versions, those paintings were probably pixelized blur in the first place. You're probably right, they probably were. Yeah, that'll convince people you've really changed, Blizzard. Oh wait, no it won't. Oh dear. Wow, this is seriously stupid. This is why we love Final Fantasy. No pointless mummy milkers censorship. Oh dear God. Dear God. Sexy Goblin Calendar Inc. Okay, seriously, this is getting ridiculous and laughable. These are the changes you're making? If anything, isn't it shaming people who like to show off a little? What's next? Have to change what the toons wear in the dressing room because it shows too much. This is an overreaction to some bad stuff that happened. Next update. Here I scribbled out the word Warcraft and wrote Happy Kittens. Quote from a stolen video. Luckily, I think most people in the comments for this have kind of seen that this is... They know... It doesn't take a genius to know why this happened. But equally, they're like, oh, sure, this is just a bit laughable at this point. This comment section, I mean, the fact it goes on for 9 pages leads me to indicate that there's definitely a shit show to be had on. I would say page 7 is probably where it gets really spicy. But most people are just like, this is just silly. Alright guys, there's 60 people in chat. I think we can invade the Wowhead comments with hashtag free the nipple. Oh dear. Hitler gets mentioned on page 6, I bet. Yeah, probably. Wow. That got auto-modded. I'm going to allow that. I can't believe I've just permitted the term Hitler. Sure. Let's dive down a couple of pages and just see if it starts to get... Oh, God. Oh, God. Soon as you start to see this kick in, you know it's going to get spicy. When comments are being removed because they're political. Okay. Okay. Women with ridiculous cleavage. High resolution, more decorously dressed woman. Lounging half-naked lady. Fruits. I guess this is actually a picture of Granny Smith, the fruit lady, when she was younger. I like that comment. If only I could upvote that comment. As a female player, none of this has ever really bothered me. Most of the female races is sexualized. It is what it is. Asma Gold fan. Asma Gold fan. I don't feel... Or maybe S-fan. I don't feel pressure to look like them. I wonder what's going on. Yeah, sure. Oh my god, look. Now the essays come in. As a female... Oh. As a female player, I appreciate the changes. I've always cringed whenever I saw those paintings in the game. I have enough pressure IRL to show more cleavage and to be more sexual. I don't need that pressure in the games I play as well. Right. Odds on this not being a female. Odds on this being a massive bait. Because whenever I saw those paintings in game, there is almost no chance that anybody had ever seen those paintings in game and thought anything of them. Because they're hidden in the midst of vanilla content that is now 15 years old. That you happen to cringe whenever you saw them in a game. The clue is, as a female player, I mean, you live somewhere where local or larger companies use nudity and sex appeal for everything and everywhere. It's not the fault of this little bit of flavour to the fantasy world of WoW, but the culture you live in. Sure. Who talks like that if you want to make a legit point? Oh dear, sure. This is borderline political that I don't particularly want to get into. Oh, somebody posted earlier, so it begins. The lawsuit is a sham and was never about justice or the victims of abuse. It has and always has been about power and control. This is just the tip of an Arthurian iceberg. It may seem small, minor, and something most won't notice, but that's the idea. It never starts with a big change. It's always smaller ones that start up. This is censorship, pure and simple. And yes, transmogs will be on the chopping block soon enough, unless we stand up and tell Blizzard no. Oh, these comment sections. Oh, why do you guys make me do this? It pains me to read these. Genuinely pains me to read these comments, even though I know most of them are just memes. Thank you, Blizzard, for protecting us against the evils of cleavage. Coming soon, when you completely unequip a female of all gear, instead of bra and panties, they will now wear shorts and a t-shirt. Because heaven forbid you show any ink. Yeah. Oh no, I just tuned in and Manthus is reading Wowhead comments. God help him. I need more than God. I'm not a religious man. I need the one next door to God. You know, the one above. There's got to be one above God, right? I want to speak to God superior. I need his support. Oh my days. May God and anime save your soul. Oh jeez. Oh look, again. As a female, if you start a conversation with as a female, I worry about this. Although your name Fantasy Vixen does indicate that you may be female. I see this is the opposite of progressive. Some women want to wear revealing clothing and that's their choice. You're not forced to do so. I never... Wow. I get it. But why can people not just... It's a video game. It's not real. It's a video game. I don't understand why people try to make this link between what is acceptable and what is not acceptable in the real world, and what is acceptable and what is not acceptable in a fake. We're flying around on dragons. This isn't like this is by definition this is fantasy. Like, stop trying to make links between the two. Oh dear. You don't do that IRL? No, my dragon cannot fly. Ah, oh, days. Society is collapsing. It's over. Oh dear. This is what makes me giggle, right? This is, without doubt, a meme post. It's internet meme bait. It actually is. You say something like this as a reply to a thread. It's meme bait, and then somebody takes the bait. Somebody takes the bait. Every time. Do we dive further? Do we do it? Oh no, they're actually starting like full on conversations in this now. When people start using Twitch bloody lingo in comment sections, that makes me giggle. I dare you to read it all. As a female, I find this stream offensive. I weirdly actually have a much higher percentage of female viewers than a lot of other creators. Now, I can't necessarily clarify that, but there's also some strong indications that some of you guys out there, and I mean some of you guys generically, some of you viewers are actually more than likely to be females. Oh, shock horror. Weird flex, but okay. No, it's weird. I get a lot of comments because I start my videos like how we doing, boys and girls, that I reference, you know, boys and girls, in comparison to maybe you know, Streeden's "What up, boys?" is Oh my god, would you look at what's going on? I can't believe I made it quite this far. Jesus Christ, you people are beyond pathetic. They changed some old and, let's be honest, very poor quality art, and you simultaneously complain that it is a meaningless change but also a sexist authoritarian. And the old art was bad. It was probably poorly done, tacky. It made no sense. Why does a dwarf have an erotic painting of a woman, a human woman, in their living room? Yeah, why is there a dragon flying past the window? Fuck's sake. It's a bit, deep down you all know this, but heaven forbid you don't have something to throw a tantrum over. Oh, this is funny. I'm not a girl, I'm a woman. How dare you? Just 2 more pages, you can do it. Disgusting censorship. Right, let's dive straight to the straight to the tail of the beast. I wonder if the humor was intentional, replacing the woman in lingerie with a plentiful bowl of fruit. But all that is on offer is a single slice of lemon. Either way, got a slight laugh from me. I mean, that's kind of funny. That is actually kind of funny. This is why we get patch delays and unfinished mechanics, because of this pure waste of time. Oh, boys. Boys and girls of the internet, of all the crazy, ridiculous things. It's fun. You know how she's also got that kind of like... She's got that bitch face on the go in the first one as well. And now she just has a like relatively blank look on her expression on her face. This, like, if you open TikTok or Instagram, this is probably what you get presented with. We need a new Manthius Reacts YouTube channel. I mean, we could always use the second channel. That's kind of what Manthius TV was designed for, you know. The barrel scraping content. Imagine Widow and Tracer in such a dress. Lovely. Clip it and ship it. Yeah. Here's a... We go from this to a basket of fruit with just a slice of lemon on offer. With a sour... Nothing that's not going... Maybe you could read into this a little bit further and say that, well, considering the slice of lemon is the only thing on offer, it leaves a bit of a sour taste in your mouth, you could say. That's a Pringle. Is that what it is? A basket of fruit and a Pringle. Yeah, but is it a salt and vinegar Pringle? Because they are the best. Or the extra spicy ones. Yes. Pringles are a real barrel scraping, like a D tier. If we were to do a tier list of crisps, or chips if you're American, then I would say Pringles are pretty down the bottom. I would go as far as to say. I'm sorry, but really, who plays this game and is in awe of the old paintings and gives a crap about this change? If they want it to change, so be it. Change it. I think it's just funny. It's just funny. Can be found in Ravenholt, whilst the robed woman portrait is located in Stormwind's SI7. How many people frequent Stormwind's SI7 on a regular enough basis to have even seen this? Probably 3. Alright, that was funny. Let's move on. Let's move on. Oh, I wasn't expecting to go down that tangent of a... If we're going to get distracted by squirrels, we might as well do it properly. Holy shit. Holy smoke. Anything else that's even remotely... Nothing is going to... absolutely nothing's going to top that, I don't think. But Grateful Offerings now reward from the Covenant Callings with Anima Conductor upgrades in 915. You'll earn more Grateful Offerings by doing Covenant-based activities. The higher your Anima Conduit upgrade level is. Just cool. Nice to have. Painting was my screensaver. My life is over. I had my Vampira camp set at the MI7 base just to look at the painting. I guess it's more people than I thought then. I guess it is. Right. Well, I think we're about safe in saying that that is most of the significant changes we need to take a look at for today at least. Well. Anyway, boys and girls, I did mention at the beginning of the stream it's going to be a little bit of a shorter one today. I know not only is it going to be a slightly shorter stream, I also started late, so I apologise on that one. But I've got some stuff I need to do this afternoon. I have, for those of you that were watching yesterday, I have sort of put my thoughts together in a little bit of an organised video. We were talking yesterday on the how you value items in the game. I also put a Reddit thread out there yesterday that's seen quite a bit of traction already, actually. Talking about just how... Where's the... how do you value your items? A bunch of you guys have chipped in on there, shared your setups, shared your feedback, so thank you on that. But I've put it together in a YouTube video going over how I am doing it. So keep your eyes peeled for that on the YouTubes. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow being Friday means we might spend a bit of time on the PTR. There are a couple of changes that would be nice to see with our own eyes. There's not a huge amount because there's not a lot of content, but we can go and have a little poke about on the PTR for a little bit tomorrow maybe. Maybe finish off some leveling over on NA. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there, boys and girls. Thank you all for joining today. Shout out again to Danny for the couple of gifted subs. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy goal making, boys and girls. I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.